All right, so we don't have much to report on the investigation, so I thought it'd just be good to do a fast discussion here. I'm pleased with the steps that Governor DeWine has made this morning. I think he has listened to the people of Dayton. Of course, are they steps as big as I would take? Of course not. You know, we all walk in different strides, but considering that last year I was fighting the state legislature about not having guns in daycare centers, and House Bill 178 is a bill that is getting rid of concealed carry. I'm pleased that we're talking about a conversation in a direction that I think is more appropriate around common sense gun reform. With that, I'll open it up with any questions.
Mayor, your reaction to President Trump coming tomorrow?
Look, you know, he's the President of the United States, and as he has an official capacity as President, you know, in the official capacity of Mayor, I will greet him here.
Do you put in a bad position knowing that there's going to be some protesters at City Hall at 1 protesting the President?
Well, Mike, as you've covered me all the time, you know I have lots of protesters all the time, and even my friends protest me from time to time. So I'm glad that they're using their right to give free speech comment. And look, I know that, he's made this bet and he's got a lie in it. He hasn't, his rhetoric has been painful for many in our community. And I think that people should stand up and say they're not happy if they're not happy that he's coming.
Do you know where he's going to come?
I do not.
Do you think the governor's proposals would have stopped Connor Benz?
Look, I haven't gotten into the details of it yet. I think certainly some of the mental health questions that he's asking, and I've been really clear about this, I'm not Pollyannish to think that we have to, we're going to find the perfect answer of legislation that's going to solve every single gun problem down the road. But we need to start working and moving towards that direction, and I think Governor DeWine has done that. I definitely think the actions of both him, Senator Brown, Senator Portman, Congressman Turner, coming to Dayton on Sunday, seeing this site, and then witnessing the love and grief and outpouring and the anger of our community has had an effect on him.
Can you say if this incident is politically motivated?
What incident? The incident of Trump coming?
No, the shooting.
No, I mean, I have really no new news on the investigation today, so.
Do you think that the president can help unite Dayton tomorrow?
Everyone has it in their power to be a force to bring people together, and everybody has it in their power to be a force to bring people apart. That's up to the President of the United States.
Mayor, one of the things about ban on assault weapons. What do you think about this subject?
Look, I'm in favor of a ban on assault weapons. I've always been in favor of that, even before this. I think that, this gun is a problematic issue. The issue is if he didn't have a gun like that, we wouldn't see so much fast death and death that happened in 30 seconds that it occurred. And I shared that with the president when he called me Sunday evening.
Mayor, do you believe that the president will help bring this community together tomorrow?
Look, I have no sense of what's in President Trump's mind at all, right? I can only hope that as President of the United States, that he's coming here because he wants to add value to our community, and he recognizes that that's what our community needs. That's all I can hope.
Have they reached out for a meeting with you, Mayor?
Yes, they have.
And is that going to happen?
Yes.
Do you know anything about the schedule and what he's going to be doing?
I do not have information on the
Mayor,
schedule.
After his remarks wrapped up yesterday, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
Okay, I'm sorry. His remarks yesterday. Can you give me a little more?
Yes, when he addressed the nation about the shootings, when also he addressed the people of
Toledo. Look, I'm disappointed with his remarks. I mean, I think they fell really short. He mentioned gun issues one time. I think watching the president over the past few years on the issues of guns, he's been. I don't know if he knows what he believes, frankly.
When he did misspeak and say Toledo instead of Dayton, what was your immediate reaction?
My immediate reaction is people from the coast never understand Ohio, and they think all Ohio cities are the same. And it's an exhausting issue that we have all the time, and that if we had people from power centers really invest and pay attention to our communities, we'd all be better off.
The governor's plan for early intervention, it seems like it was very applicable here.
Right. I think definitely, the governor is trying to make steps that have affected here. He has been very clear. He called me last night about this. We had a discussion about it. He said, look, I don't know if these things would have changed Dayton, but I think Dayton happening has changed his movement on some of these things. I should also say I think the governor was working on these for a few months. He said that to me. So this isn't like something that, he got together. Maybe it sped up that process, but I think he's been working on this for a bit.
We have all these teachers in town right now, and so early intervention seems like it's very applicable today and for Sunday morning.
Right, with the Dayton Public School convocation, and right as we go back to school, and having those assets. And let's also be clear, like the mental health issue that we're talking about to increase mental health capacity in this state has been an issue since the Great Recession. So having just that done, I don't think it has per se as much to do with the gun issue. It does have a little bit, but just people, we need mental health access overall. We see that with the opioid epidemic. We see that every day in our communities. We see that with people that have survived this. We need more mental health access.
Is enough being done at the federal level to address gun violence?
Absolutely not. I mean, look, I think, the federal, what do you see in D.C.? You see a lot of nothing happening on a lot of stuff. And common sense gun reform is definitely an example where nothing's happened. So yeah, we want something to happen there too.
Is there an update on the investigation?
No, we don't have much of an update today, so that's why I just came here really quickly to talk to you all.
Are you going to express these views to the president when you see him tomorrow?
Absolutely.
You are?
Absolutely.
You're going to tell him how unhelpful he's been?
Look, I mean, if I'm telling you, I'm going to tell him. He probably will hear it from you all better than he hears it from me, but yeah.
What are you going to tell him?
Like how unhelpful he's been on this. I mean, yesterday his comments weren't very helpful to the issue around guns.
Do you believe he's coming too soon?
Look, he's the president of the United States. He does his calendar. I do mine.
Mayor, your reaction to the comments
they're really just heartbreaking. I mean, I think here you have a woman that lives 40 minutes from here, and for her to spew such hate in a community, that our community is about inclusivity, our community is about diversity, our community is about bringing people together, and to say that on the heels of these deaths, I think she just represents like what is so disgusting about American politics today. And I commend the Ohio Republican Party for calling for her resignation. I commend the profile and courage the Warren County Commissioner Shannon Jones, who always speaks truth to power. And I'm glad, I hope she resigns, because that kind of hate does not. And there's a lot of interesting stuff in the Ohio State House, but definitely that does not belong there.
Have you had a chance to meet with any of the victims yet?
No, the victims have their victim advocates, and so they have not asked to reach out, and we give them their space, and we'll continue to do that. I do plan on visiting the hospitals.
And Mayor, going back to Governor DeWine's address this morning, he talked a lot about mental health. Here in Dayton, we've had all those tornadoes, now this. How important do you think that's going to be at the start of the school year now?
I think mental health is a really, really big issue. I think guns are a big issue too. I want us to be careful to not just put them together as one. They're connected, but we have a mental health issue that affects gun violence, and we do have an issue with guns. So, the straw purchase part that he talks about, the background checks are really, really important. And if you just do mental health and don't do gun work on common sense gun legislation, we will not be successful in this fight.
And early identification of kids through social media and things of that nature?
So yeah, I'm pleased with these flag laws, and I'm glad that Ohio is going to, hopefully Ohio will be one as well.
Have you been briefed yet on this alleged ex-girlfriend essay about some of those red flags, and what are your concerns with that?
No, I have not been. I let the police do their investigation, and I think it's important to give them space, and then when it's time, they'll brief us. But I know that they're doing everything as quickly as they can.
Any more about what happened with the high school investigation into the hit list?
No, I don't have any updates on the investigation this afternoon. Are you guys good?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.